Man, I almost didn't watch this video, right? I saw it pop up on like multiple channels, and the thumbnail for IP's video here had like him and this Than guy, right? And it was like, come talk about the Islamic dilemma. So I saw that pop up, and I was like, yeah, I don't really care, right? Like, I'm not concerned with Islam. I don't really care about Islam, all right? And as an aside note, I think it's very strange how many Christian apologists are so focused on trying to discredit Islam instead of actually trying to teach people their own religion. Like, as opposed to trying to clarify Christianity. I think it's weird, the obsession that these YouTube apologists have with Islam. But confrontation breeds audience, and, they're all only doing it for the audience and for the money. But anyway, so I was fully prepared to skip past this entire video until I saw this, right? The Orthodox Muslim posted the two photos that popped up on my feed, and he highlighted from Sam Shamoon, and it said, Nick, give it up, man. You are making him look good. And I was like, wait a minute, what? And then I clicked to the other one, and he like superimposed on Sam replying to somebody, and he said exactly why I said Lesbiano was right. So I saw this, right? And I was like, oh, snap. In a debate against Muslims, Sam is telling Nick, who's on his side, that Nick is making Libiano look good. So then I had to see it, right? I was like, okay, maybe there's something to this video. Initially, I didn't even know that Nick and whoever the heck this guy is were going to be on the panel. I thought it was just these two and Dean and Libiano, right? And I slogged through 40 minutes of this to get to the part where Nick takes over, right? This is Nick's moment to shine. What you're about to see, this video might get kind of long, because it's like 30 minutes of Nick and Libiano going back and forth. And I'm going to have to cut out some of the parts where they're just like ad-homing each other and nothing is really being said. But what you're about to see, what we're about to go through, is as bad, if not worse, than Brother Maverick's Oiden Oida thing. Which, if you've seen that video, you know how bad that is. Let's just get started, and we'll see kind of what is being said here.
It does portray them as being divine.
All right, let's see it. Let's see it then.
Was he worshipped in Matthew?
Nope. He was given proskuneo.
And proskuneo, we can show you that that's given to God as well. Let's go.
It's also given to God, but it's also given to not God. So you have to prove that it's worship due to God.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So this entire argument is going to hinge on the word proskuneo. And Libiano's point, as he just said, is that the word applies to both humans and God, right? So context determines who it is that the word is applying to. Let's let Nick make his argument.
Yes, because when they bow down and kneel, has anyone ever bow down and kneel, give proskuneo to anyone else? Okay,
yes.
Great. Show me where they
King
kneel.
Nebuchadnezzar, Daniel chapter 2, verse 46, baked.
And when I first heard that, I started cracking up, man. Because Nick said, is there anyone in the Old Testament that has ever bowed down to? And right off the cuff, Libiano spouts out a verse. And it's just like, that should have been checkmate right there. That should have been it. But let's see how Nick twists this.
Okay, is that Greek?
Why would it be Greek? It's Daniel.
Is proskuneo Greek?
Daniel's in Aramaic.
Daniel's not in Greek.
Why would
And first of all, right, like, what kind of retards are these four morons that you don't immediately know that he's talking about the LXX? You're discussing a Greek word, right? And you ask, does proskuneo ever get applied to someone in the Old Testament who's not God? You are asking about the Greek word. And he gives you a verse, and then you say, is that Greek? Like, you're surprised that he just answered your question? Like, man, and then they're all like, oh, come on. Man, these guys are stupid. This is going to be a long video.
He went from Greek.
It's Proskuneo Greek.
Why would it be Greek?
That's my point. Is
the LXX the LXX translates as proskuneo, dummy.
Okay, let's go to it. Daniel,
go. Daniel chapter 2, at the end of the chapter, where King Nebuchadnezzar bows and prostrates before Daniel.
Daniel 2:46. Is that it?
Has anybody prostrated before anyone? Yup.
I didn't say anyone prostrate. I said prostrate specifically. Proskuneo.
Yeah, it's
okay. So prostrate specifically giving proskuneo.
Proskuneo. Check the Greek.
Is it 2:46? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. Check the Greek. Check the LXX.
Okay, 2:46. That's exactly what he said. It's 2:46.
Look at these idiots. Bro said proskuneo, but Daniel is not in Greek. LMAO. Like, are all Trinitarians stupid? Like, again, he asked him about the Greek word, specifically citing the Old Testament. Did anyone in the Old Testament receive proskuneo? How could they, unless you're specifically talking about the Greek? Dummies.
Okay. Dean, you got the Greek as well?
There you go.
Yeah. You said Daniel 2:46, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Which word?
If that's the verse where King Nebuchadnezzar, if that's the
okay, so he pulls up Blue Letter Bible. I actually have this pulled up as well, right here. Okay, so he's gonna jump away from it in a second, but I have it pulled up so that we'll be able to come back to it and like absolutely destroy his stupid argument.
The verse where King Nebuchadnezzar prostrates before Daniel, then that's it.
Okay, which part says proskuneo?
I don't read Greek.
It's right there. It's so if you just
make it bigger.
Yep, is this what you're speaking about?
Yep. That's proskuneo. Watch his face go red now.
I'm sure it's gonna go.
And like again, the argument should have been over right here, because okay, I have it pulled up on the ABP on Bible Hub as well. Like I said, the argument should have been over right here, right? The king honors Daniel and his God. Then King Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face, and this right here, right? Daniel proskunesin. Okay, there's the word. Right? So that's it. That's proskuneo right there. Argument should have been done. But Nick being Nick and having no idea what he's talking about goes off on a whole retarded tangent.
Oh, right. Okay, where would you like me to go? I'm here for it.
It's proskuneo. Is that
it's
not
right
proskuneo?
there, dude. It's in front of your face. I can
literally right in front of your face.
Oh, good
Lord.
I'm here on it right now. I'm here on it right now.
Recognize the Greek.
Do you want me to show you? Do you want me to show you now in the lexicon?
Does it say proskuneo? Nick, does it say proskuneo?
Okay, again, go ahead, Nick. Go ahead, Nick. So you can actually make your point.
Okay,
go ahead, Nick.
I'm going to show you that in Matthew 18:20 that it's two.
No. Doesn't say.
Go ahead,
I'm
Nick.
going to show you it's two different words.
Okay, so Nick's claim is that it's two different words. All right. He quoted 18:20, but that's not what it actually is. Matthew 18:20 is the where two or more gathered in my name, there I am, like in their midst verse, which they were talking about earlier in the debate, as like a proof text for Jesus's omniscience. Which, just as a quick sidebar, Nick using that as a proof text actually destroys his argument, right? Because there's a specific conditional statement in there. Where two or more are gathered, there I am in their midst, right? So does Jesus's omniscience, or not omniscience, does Jesus's omnipresence disappear if one of the people leaves, right? Because it says where two or more. So is that contingent omnipresence? Just absolutely dumb. Anyway, Nick accidentally misspoke just now and said Matthew 18:20. The verse he was actually talking about was Matthew 28:9, where the apostles, or the disciples, they behold Jesus and they took hold of his feet and they worshiped him, right? Proskunesin. Again, same exact word, but let's see where Nick takes it.
No, does it say proskuneo or not? Yes or no?
I'm going to show you it's two different words.
Does it say proskuneo? Oh my God.
I'm going to.
Okay, so he pulls up the Strong's entry on Bible Hub, which I also have pulled up. Okay, Proskuneo, same thing. All right, everything that he pulls up and more, I have already pulled up. So we're going to look through all of it. And I apologize for how long this video is going to be, but they go back and forth for so long, yelling over each other, that it takes forever for Nick to get his argument out. So we got to go through it to build up to what he's trying to claim.
Okay, Proskuneo here, right?
All right.
This is Proskuneo, correct?
Both of them are Proskuneo.
Okay, is 4352 going to be the same in the lexicon?
Yeah, they're both Proskuneo. Yep.
Okay, let's answer that first. Is 4352 the same? There's 28:9, 4352, right? Okay, again, Daniel 2, where Nebuchadnezzar is bowing to Daniel, Proskuneson, 4352. Okay, same number. Links to the same strong entry on Bible Hub. Don't get hung up on this asterisk here. That's not modifying or saying that there's an issue with this. The asterisk appears when there's a proper noun. So Daniel, right? Asterisk. You have one later on. Oh yeah, Daniel. See, asterisk. There's one for Babylon. Yeah, Babylon down here. See, Daniel, and then Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. The asterisk appears only when there's a proper noun. So that's not saying that there's like some special case for 4352 here. It's just saying that there's a proper noun next to the Strong's word. So just to clarify that. But yes, same number, 4352, 4352. Okay, so that part down. Let's keep going.
Okay, now let's go to this one.
Are they both Proskuneo, Nick? Are they both Proskuneo, Nick?
I'm going to show you that they're literally
different. Can you just answer this
question?
No,
I'm saying they're different instances.
Did you
hear what he said? Well, you know what? Let's keep going.
You say it's not Proskuneo?
Oh my gosh. I said it's different inferences, yes.
Okay.
Different inferences. Okay? Different inferences? What the hell does that even mean? Different inferences? Okay, that doesn't mean anything in terms of grammar. There's no grammatical category called inference. Okay, an inference is something that the reader gets from the context. Okay, it's not part of the word. You don't get inference from the verb form. So I have no idea what the hell he means by it's different inferences. Like, the context is different? Yeah, it sure is. That doesn't change the meaning of the word.
Is it Proskuneo, though?
No, it's a different inference.
Is it?
See, in this entire time, Libiano is asking one question, which Nick refuses to answer. Is it Proskuneo? And he's like, different inferences. Is it Proskuneo? Yes or no? It's a very simple question, and Nick never answers it.
Proskuneo, yes or no?
What the hell does it even mean? Different inference. What does it mean?
Is it Proskuneo? Yes or no?
No, it's a different inference.
Is the word Proskuneo?
Just let him show you on the screen.
Do you know?
Why is he not answering the question,
I'm showing you. Do you know what a parsing tag is?
Okay, and now he brings up this. If anybody has ever seen Nick's content, he does this so much. When he's busted or doesn't know the answer to something, he brings up something entirely irrelevant and then hounds on that. Like, he asks if Libiano knows what a parsing tag is. For anybody who doesn't know, this is the parsing tag right here. It shows you what mood, tense, first, second, third person, right? That's all it is. It explains like that kind of stuff about the word in question, right? So this is what he chooses to hone in on at this point now, is the parsing tag.
I want to know if it's Proskuneo. That's what I want to know.
You know what a parsing tag is?
Do you know what a parsing tag is?
This is
you know what a parsing tag is?
Answer the question.
Control.
I'm going to show you.
See, and then he acts like Libiano's the one not answering the question. Libiano's been asking him the same freaking question for 10 minutes. Is it Proskuneo in both verses? Yes or no? And Nick is like, it's different inferences, which means nothing, and then jumps to, do you know what parsing tags are? Like, the dude is a moron.
Two words in the Greek can look similar, but be different by the parsing tag.
What he's talking about is a thing called homographs, which are so rare in Koine Greek that it's almost not relevant. Okay? Like, it's like a 1% chance that the verb you're looking at is a homograph when you're talking about, like, the most commonly used Koine Greek verbs. And funnily enough, proskuneo is not one of them. There is no other word that is spelled similarly to proskuneo that means something else. Especially not one where it means worship in two different contexts.
The parsing tag is what indicates what the word actually means itself.
Okay, so back to the parsing tags, right? The parsing tag is what indicates what the word means in itself. Not really, but let's just let him keep going.
So this is what I'm asking you. Do they have the same parsing tag?
Do they have the same parsing tag? So he wasn't satisfied with seeing that they're both 4352, right? So now he wants to know if they have the same parsing tag. Verb, aorist, indicative, active, third person plural, right? Yes, they do. Moron. Verb, aorist, active, indicative, third person singular. Okay? Now somebody's gonna see singular versus plural and their mind's gonna implode and they're gonna be like, see, they're different. No. All that means, look, you can Google this and figure it out. Aorist, indicative, active forms of proskuneo. Okay? Third person singular versus third person plural. The singular, he, she, it worshipped. The third person plural, they worshipped. That's it. The only difference is that it's either talking about one person or multiple people. The meaning of the word doesn't change. It just talks about how many people are performing the action. Okay? So other than that, and there's another example I'm going to show later that actually is third person plural, just like in Matthew 28:9. But other than that, there's no difference because, like I said, both are aorist indicative actives in both Matthew 28:9 as well as Daniel 2:46 in the LXX. Right here, Nick's argument is already done. It's failed. He has no clue what he's talking about. But he's an idiot, so let's let him continue. Let's let him bury himself even further.
Go ahead, Libby.
I want to know if they're both proskuneo, Nick. Can you answer the question?
This is insane.
No, you didn't answer his question.
Nick went there because he said it's not proskuneo. Now he found out it is proskuneo, and he's doing. And
I already said this before.
And he's doing the Mexican cha-cha. So can you please answer?
So instead of doing ad homs, can you please answer the question?
I want to know if it's proskuneo, Nick. You're not going to get away. You're not going to get away.
You're not going to get away from answering what a parsing tag is.
Please. Tell me, is it proskuneo or not?
It's not the same proskuneo that's in Matthew, no, because they have.
And look at this dummy. Nick is educating Libiano on Greek. Nick is cooking. These people are so stupid. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. This is on IP's channel where this was streamed, so they're all gonna be IP fans.
It is proskuneo.
It's a different word. It's a different parsing tag.
That's not a different word. It's just the.
See? Okay, so again, they haven't presented any other verses. Up until now, it's only been Matthew 28:9, which Nick accidentally spoke as Matthew 18:20, right? But Matthew 28:9 was what he was referring to. And Libiano provided Daniel 2:46, okay? And he's claiming it's a different parsing tag. It's very clearly not. It's the same parsing tag, same word, just a different number of people. Nick has no clue what he's talking about. He doesn't know Greek. He's an idiot. And rather than just admit that he got busted on this one point, which isn't even a deal breaker, right? Like, this point is not even really that important. But rather than being humble and just being like, oh, damn, you know what? I guess you're right. He's so desperate to not be wrong that he commits one of the dumbest linguistic errors that you can commit when analyzing the language.
the same word conjugated, dude. Come on.
It has a different parsing tag.
It's the same thing conjugated.
It has a different parsing tag.
Nick,
Gives
it's the same word.
It's the same word conjugated.
This is.
I just answered it 3 times.
You guys are literally. You guys are
the same word conjugated in Daniel.
I'm not gonna
interrupt you now. Look at them interrupting you now.
I'm not gonna lie.
Dean, go ahead. You can go.
Let me try to
mute Dean. Go ahead. I'll mute Orthodox Muslim for you.
I'm gonna answer it.
Nick, from this.
Nick, go ahead. Dean.
And this is hilarious. Hey, Greek here, Nick is correct. It's absolutely astounding that you can claim that you know Greek and think that he's correct, because that just means that you don't know your own language and you're also retarded. Toss Pow 13. No, Nick is not correct. Not even remotely.
So that word in Daniel, it's the same word, but just conjugated, meaning it's saying 2 words.
Dean is kind of right, but like, he's saying in Daniel the word is conjugated, and I guess contrasting that with it not being conjugated in Matthew 28:9. I don't think any of them actually understand what conjugation is. When you see the word, right, like the prefix, the stem, and whatever the suffix or the ending is all combined, that equals the conjugation. So unless it's the root word, it's always conjugated.
This is saying they prostrate or the worship, whatever you want to translate it to. The point is that one of them says they bowed or he bowed, that is, and it's like, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's proskuneson. The other one is proskuneo. One is saying they prostrated. This one is saying they prostrate. That's what it's saying in the gospel, that is, right?
Does a parsing tag change the meaning of a word?
Now it's the same.
Does a parsing tag change the meaning of the word? No, not really. It just changes things like how many people are being spoken to, or the tense, or if it's like a command, it like in the imperative mood, as opposed to like the aorist or whatever. But anyway, the core meaning of the word is still the same.
Okay. Proskuneo is not going to be the same thing as proskunei, which is when it's talking about a different parsing tag.
First of all, I don't know what form he's talking about, proskunei. At least not in reference to these 2 verses. So I went to Proskuneo, right? The only 2 versions of what seems like proskunei that I could find are these 2. Okay? Which, I mean, they're exactly the same. This one only, so the present occurs once, right? In reference to Satan. So you can't use that one for the argument, okay? This other one, I looked up to see if it would occur in the Old Testament. Okay? It occurs 3 times. This first time is at 2 Chronicles 25:14, where Amaziah sets up, like he worships false gods. Right? There it is. Proskunei, I guess is how you would pronounce that, right? But he worships and sacrifices to gods, not God, to false gods. All right. The second one was 2 Chronicles 29:28. This one applies to God. Okay. This is when Hezekiah sets up temple worship again, and they're all singing and worshiping God, right? The Lord, Yahweh. Okay. So already that form is done, because you have the example here in 2 Chronicles 25 where it's to false gods, and then you have the example in 2 Chronicles 29 where it's to God. But then there's one in Esther 3:2. And all the ones in the courtyard did obeisance to him. This is Mordecai refusing to, like, everybody's worshiping Artaxerxes. Or, I'm sorry, Haman. They're all worshiping Haman at the command of Artaxerxes. And Mordecai doesn't do it. Okay? But applied to people. So I don't know what he's talking about, proskunei. That's the only occurrences that I could find of the closest approximation to what he's saying. I don't think he actually knows what form he's talking about.
Yeah, one of them is talking about the do.
Wait, do you deny that? Do you deny that proskunei is different than parskuneo in parsing tag?
It's the same. It's the same meaning of the same word in different conjugate.
Dean's absolutely right. Same meaning, same word, different conjugations. If Nick is even talking about a real form.
One is the conjugative form. One second, Nick. You asked me a question. One is in the conjugative form, which is in Daniel, which means they prostrated down. Proskuneo means they prostrate.
Do you agree there's a difference between proskuneo and proskunei?
One is just in the conjugative form.
Thank you. You agree that there's a difference.
What is that difference, Nick? What meaningful difference is there for that? Because if the claim that you're going to make is that one applies only to God and the other one doesn't, I literally just found the closest approximation. And you know what? Just to prove that, these are all the occurrences of the forms of proskuneo in its different forms, right? That's proskunei, the 4 occurrences that we just looked at. The other one's down here, right? None of these other forms come close to what he's saying. Proskunei. All right, that's proskuneson, that's proskunesen, which again is just either plural or singular, right? This is proskunoun, proskunesai, proskunesantes, proskunesate, right? Like none of these, other than the 2 that I showed, are proskune. I don't know what the hell that is.
My point in showing that is that there's a difference in the actual worship itself.
There's not. That's never proven. The thing that he keeps trying to go back to is the parsing tag, which again, I already showed is exactly the same. Aorist indicative active. Aorist indicative active. There's no difference.
Okay, watch this. One of them has it in the conjugative form. The other one doesn't have it. What's the justification that...
Well, and you know, that's not entirely correct. But the question that he's about to ask him is completely bound.
Because it's in the conjugative form, the other one doesn't have it. What's the justification that because it's in the conjugative form, therefore proskuneo or proskuneson in that instance, that these 2 words have such a distinction?
Fantastic.
Such as one is worshiping God and the other one isn't worshiping God. What's
fantastic.
For that?
Because proskunei you will never find in the Old Testament in this conjugation given to Yahweh. You'll never.
I just disproved that if he's talking about one of the forms, like the only possible forms that he could be talking about. I have no idea what he's like, which form of proskuneo he's referring to, but I already disproved that by showing that it applies to both God and people.
Never find it. I challenge you to find me one time.
Okay, so just because it was never used for God, does that mean that you can't use it for God at all?
No, we can use the inference.
What's the justification for that?
Yeah, we can use the inference from probability.
It's a bad inference. It's a bad inference.
It's not
inference from probability. What the hell are you talking about, you moron? You can use the inference from probability. Does the word mean what it means or not?
What? I literally said we can use an inference of the fact that this one is never used for God
Wrong.
In the Old Testament, that we can assume that proskuneo itself is going to be used for God.
No, it's a bad inference.
Proskunei is never used for God.
It's a bad inference, one, because can it just so happen to be that it's just never used for God in the Old Testament?
No, I'm saying I don't think that it can be used that way.
Can it just so happen to be that it's just not used?
He doesn't think it can be used that way. He doesn't know, because he doesn't know Greek, and he's an idiot. He just doesn't think it can be used that way. What a moron!
For God in the Old Testament, yes or
no? No, because I think it would have been used for God if it could. No, I think if it was used for God, if it could have been used for God, it would have been. Yeah. I don't see.
Bro, proskuneo in all forms is used left and right for God and people all over the entire Bible. You have no clue what you're talking about.
But you already said you were going to answer his question.
And I answered. I literally said proskunei is not going to be an absolutely identical word to proskuneo.
Again, he never shows where he's getting proskunei. It's obviously not from Matthew. That's proskuneson. That's this. I don't know where the hell he's getting proskunei, but he never shows that form. And it's not a real form other than these two. At least not in the way that he's talking about.
The King Orthodox Muslim is back, and you guys are terrified of me. That's why you want to drop me, and that's why you...
See, all right, so even though, like, I will say this. Even though I'm siding with Libby and Dean on this particular video because Nick is being a moron, Libby does a lot of pontificating, and it actually is very annoying. Like, just shut up and get to the argument, please. Both sides. You guys all suck at this.
Okay, so my entire point is that even if the root word is the same, it's not an issue because it's not an absolutely identical word, proskuneo and proskunei, because it's speaking.
Again, those are not forms in either of the verses that they've been talking about, and they are exactly the same. Aorist indicative actives, plural versus singular. Oh, you know what? Let's actually get around to what I was talking about earlier. Okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier, right? Like, Matthew 28:9, it's a plural, whereas in Daniel 2:46, it's third person singular, right? But there's an example in the LXX of the exact same conjugation, aorist indicative active, third person plural, not singular, right? Plural. And that is found in the account in Genesis when Jacob comes back to his home and meets Esau, right? And he's worried about whether or not he's going to kill him. Jacob sees him and he bows down to the ground 7 times as he approaches Esau, right? Then the female servants and their children approached and bowed down. 33:6, proskuneson, aorist active indicative, third person plural. The exact same form used in Matthew 28:9 towards Jesus. Argument done. Nick is an idiot. He has no idea what he's talking about. He doesn't know Greek. And like Shamoon said, he should give it up. Because he's just making stuff up at this point so that he can try and save face.
About different conjugations. If it's not an absolute identical word, we can posit that this one conjugation is only used for God. This other conjugation is never used for Yahweh, ever.
That's not how languages work. There are no forms of words that only apply to one subject. At least not verbs. Like, there's no general verbs in Koine Greek where one of the forms is restricted to a specific subject. That's not how language works.
And so we can posit from this that proskuneo.
Oh, we can posit. I hate this dude and how he... You know what? I don't hate this dude. I hate how stupid he is. And I hate how he tries to use big words or not common English to try and make himself seem smarter. Like, just speak like a normal individual. Especially when you have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Proskuneo is going to be used for God, and proskunei is going to be different. My argument is that since it's a different conjugation, it's not an absolutely identical word. We never see it in this specific conjugation ever used to be speaking about Yahweh, the proskuneo that's given to Yahweh. We never see it in that conjugation used.
Again, he never shows exactly which congregation. He never shows which conjugation he's talking about. If he's talking about the conjugation found in Matthew 28:9, we've already gone through multiple examples where it is the case that that's used and applied to people other than God as well as God. So yeah, his premise is just ridiculous on its face.
Since we never see it in that conjugation used, but we do see the other conjugation being used for Yahweh, the same conjugation is given to Jesus, we can assume that that conjugation is actual worship.
Nick said that his argument was first that it's not the same word. When he got caught red-handed, now it's conjugated differently, therefore it makes a difference. Nick said that because the conjugation is different, therefore the word now means worship to God alone. I need evidence for that. Who preceded him in this? Bring a scholar, bring a lexicon, bring a Greek linguist, bring whatever you want, and let's see.
Perfect question to ask. Where are you basing that off of? Show some kind of proof that that's the case. It doesn't exist. But if you're going to make a claim so asinine, back it up with something.
See the evidence that a change in conjugation means a change in meaning, or that it becomes worship due to God alone. Everybody here is embarrassed because of that. They're going to have a long conversation with you because they all know it's wrong. Okay, number 2. Watch the big boom, ladies and gentlemen. He said it's not used for anybody else. Well, it's used for David in 1 Chronicles 29:20, where the same exact conjugation is used. So,
and I mean, that in itself is a blow to the argument. Yeah, Yeah, First Chronicles 29:20. They prostrated themselves before God and before Yahweh and the king. All right, so that same worship is being applied to two subjects, one of whom is not God.
Great. I would like him to show the same conjugation there is used in 1 Corinthians.
Beautiful. Let's.
I mean, there it is. Aorist indicative active, third person plural. The exact same form, the exact same conjugation. Matthew 28:9. He's buried. He has nothing. His argument is crap.
If you pull it up here, let me pull it up on the screen. Let's share screen. The entry you brought was 4352, right? Is that the entry you brought?
435. Yeah, that's what the I don't know, I have to look at. That's what the root word is, though.
All right. So what?
That's not a root word. That's the entire conjugation. Proskuneo does not have a single or a simple root. It's made up of it's a compound verb. It's made up of two words. The word pros and the word kineo. Pros means like toward, and kineo means to kiss, and it like carried the meaning that you like kiss toward someone, right? And over time that kind of developed into the idea of kissing the ground toward somebody, right? And then just over time it developed into worship. But proskuneo is not a root word.
Yeah, what is this? Is this the same?
Yeah, that's the same root word.
No, I'm saying the conjugation. Is it the same?
No, what's the conjugation there?
See, he doesn't even do his own freaking research, which is so annoying. Because he doesn't want to be proven wrong. That's all it is. He doesn't want to be so embarrassed. All he had to do was come right back here to Blue Letter Bible and click on it. And he would have seen it's the exact same conjugation.
Do you know
the same conjugation in Matthew, from what I can recall?
Do you know what a conjugation is?
Again, pivoting. Do you know what conjugation is? He doesn't do it. He doesn't just click on... He knows where to find the word. He was on Blue Letter Bible earlier, and he doesn't do it. He instead pivots to trying to discredit Libiano by asking him what conjugation is. Just a dishonest idiot all around.
Yes, it's how a word is used based on the context that it's in, whether it's others, whether they are doing the worship, or I am acting upon the verb, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, it's based on how it's actually used within the parsing.
All right, so does it say here,
is this an indicative active?
So does this, okay. Here.
Yes, it is. But nobody ever brings it up. See, and this is exactly what I was talking about, right? You have this retard in here in the chat, Halal Hog. He doesn't know what conjugation is, laughing. That's all Nick does. When he doesn't know, he just like throws out a random question that's kind of irrelevant and then harps on it to try and distract from the fact that he's stupid.
Yeah, looks the same to me here.
Yeah, we know the root word will look the same.
Not just the root, bro.
Dear God.
Not just the root. All right, now let's go to Matthew. All right, is that not the same?
Yeah, it's in a different conjugation.
What's the difference?
That this one is.
It's not a different conjugation. Not even remotely. Exactly the same. In every possible conceivable way.
In the indicative active.
All right, go ahead and show it.
It's on the screen that it says it's in the indicative active.
Show that the Chronicles. I said show that the Chronicles one is a different conjugation.
Dude, you said it was the same conjugation. You're not showing it.
You said it's. You just said it's different. I just showed you both words. I don't read Greek. They look the same to me from the form, from the.
And you know what? As much as Libiano can be annoying, right? I am way more respectful of a person who can sit here and multiple times in this video, he said, I don't read Greek, right? But it looks the same to me, okay? How can someone who doesn't read the language suss out that they're the same word quicker and more efficiently than someone who claims, well, you know, Nick doesn't actually claim to be able to read Greek, but someone who's constantly referencing the Greek and trying to prove a point should know that this argument fails. And yet Libiano, who doesn't read Greek, is able to look at these and see that they're exactly the same. Look at this retard. Look at this absolute mutant right here. I don't read Greek, but they look the same to me. They literally don't look the same. Okay. They don't look the same, huh, Cruz? All right. Matthew 28:9, right? Let's copy that. I'll bring up Notepad since it changes everything to be the same font, okay? So this is from Matthew 28:9, right? I'm not making any cuts here in the video. Where's 1 Chronicles? 1 Chronicles 29:20, okay? Let's highlight that. Copy, go back to Notepad. They don't look the same, huh? You know what? Can I increase the font on this? They don't look the same, huh? Bro, these are the people we argue against. They literally don't look the same. Just for kicks, where's the Genesis one? Genesis, the one where the whole tribe of Jacob is bowing to Esau. Right? Proskuneo to Esau. Don't look the same, huh? Oop, wait a minute. Didn't realize that would be small. They don't look the same, huh? My God, you people are stupid. Unbelievable.
I said, I'll ask it again. I'll ask it again.
Go ahead.
If two words have the same skeletal meaning or same skeletal function, right? They look the same. Does that mean they have the same conjugation?
Yeah, usually, yeah. From what I...
Yes, absolutely. As a general rule of thumb, if it's not the root form, which is also known as the dictionary form or the lexeme or whatever, right? Which is usually either the infinitive or the first person singular of the verb. If it's not if it's not that, it's conjugated, okay? And when it's conjugated, if it's spelled the same or conjugated the same way, the meaning is the same. The only thing that would change would be things like the subject, like the people doing the action or the object, right? That's where context comes in. That's where it tells you who's doing the action or who is being, like who's the object, who's the action directed at, that kind of thing, right? But the meaning of the word is the same, excluding like figurative modifiers or anything like that.
I know, yeah.
Where do you get that from?
That's just from what I usually observe.
From what you observe? So you don't actually have any evidence of that? Because I can show you.
Last time I checked, you or I.
Would you like me to give you examples?
Can I respond?
Sure.
Can I respond? Yeah. Last time I checked, both you and me are not Greek linguists. Okay. So of course it's from what I observe. Stupid. So now please go ahead and show me. You just said, guys, he backtracked twice. He first said the conjugate. He first said the word is not proskuneo. It was proskuneo. Then he said it's not the same conjugation. It is the same conjugation. Now what? What's the argument?
I'll show you it's not the same conjugation.
Is it both proskuneson?
Yeah, I'll show you it's not the same conjugation.
I just answered this. Is it both?
I'm going to show you right now it's not the same.
He never does. He never shows that it's not the same conjugation. Because they end up kicking Libiano off, and then they take Dean through an entirely different line of questions back to the Islamic dilemma.
No matter how much the root word is the same.
All right, let's analyze this carefully. No matter how much the root word is the same.
Or even if proskuneson's the same.
Or if even proskuneson is the same.
It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with whether the conjugation is true or not.
It has nothing to do with whether the conjugation is true or not. This dude is a clown of the most epic proportion.